Man, the internet is crazy. Well, nah, people crazy. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Anyway, people are crazy. I see this Charleston White, Gangster Williams, Mob James. I'm trying to think of who else. I see all these reformed killers. Killers. You ask why I emphasize killers. There's a difference between a killer and a person who commits murder. A person who commits murder, life has no value to them. And that's why they commit murder. Most of the time, people who just commit murders cannot communicate, are very ignorant, and emotional. And a couple other things, but I don't want this video to go on long. Killers are respectful, polite, methodical. They have an extreme value on life. And that's what makes them killers, because they kill for a reason, with a purpose. Whether or not we agree with it is to the individual. But I just want to express the difference between the two. What you have now is all of these killers are coming home from jail, and they see what these murderers are doing, and they don't like it. You know why they don't like it? Because they see how it goes for murderers when they get in jail. Another difference between killers and murderers is a killer whether they have a gun or not. A murderer ain't shit without a gun. Nope. And that's where the problem lies at. So a lot of these killers is trying to say these murderers before they ruin their life, or before they take too many lives, or the wrong life. Really, any life taken for no reason is the wrong life. Really, any life taken is the wrong reason. Because what I've come to learn is when you play judge and jury, what you really cheat yourself out of is true satisfaction. Word. Because it's coming to you, and it's coming for you, and it's coming to them. It just ain't gonna come when we want it to come. Now, with that being said, these killers are tired of this shit, just like us regular people. Tired of it. Most of these killers only killed other people who was involved in violations of that life. These murderers murder anyone who has something to say that they don't like, or anyone who has something that they don't have, or anybody doing something that they doing, or doing something that they wish they was doing, or doing something that they did. My thing to all of that is this. All of these street codes and all of that shit, if you ain't living by it 100%, then it's useless. Everybody want to take these street codes a la carte. Nigga, they don't come a la carte. I signed my death row contract back in 1998. I've been legit since 2014, 15. There's still rules I gotta follow. Those rules I had to follow and going legit, based on the contract I signed. Now, I had to follow all of those rules to the T. Now, some of y'all want to sign your death row contract with the streets. That's what we call it in Detroit, the death row contract. You know, we got a nickname for everything, and we talk in riddles and movie lines. That way, if you ever wiretap the Detroit nigga, like taking that shit to court is going to be hilarious. Facts. That's why most Detroit rappers that do get into situations, they end up pleading guilty, doing somewhere between 2 and 5 years fed time, be right back out, keeping their money like ain't nothing happened, because we play the game differently here. I wish y'all played the game differently out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't want to drag on too long, but the hating on like everything Charleston's saying is, well, not everything he's saying is right. His message is right. All the other shit he sprinkle in there to get y'all to tune in, he even right there too, because rappers say whatever the fuck they want to. I'm a rapper. I say whatever the fuck I want to. Now, I don't want to say none of that shit these other niggas is saying, but if it's cool for us to talk about dead people, if it's cool for us to get women pregnant and then call them names for needing that whatever amount of money a month, you know what I'm saying, and all that shit, then it's cool for him to say what the fuck he's saying. Period. I mean, we can't have one without the other. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you what to do and then turn around and tell you I could do what I want to. It don't work like that. Either everybody can do and say what they want to, or everybody can't. And that's the line he pushing. He's saying a lot of other shit, but that's the line he really pushing. You know what I'm saying? And like this Gangsta Williams thing. Like, quite frankly, to be able to get out of jail for telling on dead men, like, come on, bro. I mean, that's a hella fast, slick move. You know what I'm saying? And then more or less, everybody that ever caught a case got people in their paperwork. Maybe them motherfuckers said something, maybe they didn't. Most of the people in jail copped out, so they don't really even know who the real snitches is anyway. All you get to see is the lies and the misinformation that they put in that first discovery package, which any real criminal know, the first discovery package you get is like 40% what it is, maybe. And 60% for sure bullshit. Sometimes it's 70% for sure bullshit. And sometimes it's just flat out a bunch of shit missing. And that's how they be able to get people to just plead guilty, because they got this old trumped up ass discovery that you don't even think you could fight, especially with your court appointed lawyer. Then bam, you out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for somebody that didn't go to trial to tell me who was telling. You know what I'm saying? But what he's trying to do is right. He, another killer, trying to stop these murderers. Like, yo, bro, that ain't the thing to do. It's other ways going on. He do. And look how he deal with people with comedy. Everybody come at him, he be able to deal with them with comedy, and then it's like he don't have to play gangster, because you know he'd go that way if he had to, but shit, he begging you not to make him go that way. Like, and that's respectable. And I don't necessarily agree with none of these guys as far as what they may have did in their lives, but I do agree with what they trying to do now. I do agree with them showing a different example for a way to be and a way to handle things. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward to the Mob James thing. Now, when Mob James first hit the internet, I thought that shit was like some of the best things ever. Just because taking the game from somebody like him, who you know for sure did it, and then he telling you. Now, he won't fully denounce gangs yet, but he do be denouncing gangs. Him and Charleston White argue, but to me, they heads and tails of the same coin. Just Mob James ain't all, I mean, well, Big James, whatever he gonna be today, he ain't always stepped into his role. But he a gangster that ain't violated the code, even though it's some smut on his name, but that's just people hating, trying to get it. Ain't no way a nigga like that made it this far doing anything like that without it. And then gangs is one thing, but you don't get on a motorcycle set with a bad rep. Facts. You don't get on the motorcycle set with a bad rep. Everybody know that one. And he is on the motorcycle set running the crew. You don't get on that bitch with a bad rep. You can get on that bitch with no rep and like be a CI or something, but you're not going to get on a motorcycle set with a bad rep. That's not going to happen. I don't ride, but I know the life, and I respect it. Shout out to y'all. And I know that about them motherfuckers. The white ones, the black ones, you don't get on the set with a bad rep. I say that to say this. Everything that's out here trying to help these young black lost boys, and all these guys is putting their life on the line for what they doing. Let's get that clear. People are against, and I don't get it, because we judge the young thugs, but then when you get like a Gangsta Williams coming out, because believe it or not, whether they feel a way about how he got out of jail or not, when he speak, motherfuckers is listening. They listening. The young thugs, the boosies, all of them, they'll take what he got to say, or they won't tell you, but they listening. And that's the point. You get a nigga like that talking, and he's saying the right shit, the motherfuckers can't say they didn't know. And that's the point. And they trying to stop us from not knowing. The same way how you can get on the record and say, nigga. But if you go the K word, or the J word, or the G word, or the F word, or the C word, any of these other words as in relation to any other culture or sexuality, nigga, you ban. I just said nigga right there. But these blankety blank people on the masters to all of these black people saying derogatory things about other black people. And what we don't understand as black people is our history is the only history that's taken as oral. Is law. What we speak is our history. Black Americans, that's the one thing we got. And what we don't understand is it's being used against us in a way that we don't understand. Because all we doing is speaking about ourselves and each other in a negative way. Totally forgetting that our history is documented as being oral. Because they stole it from us. The same way our history not being documented now. So when they say, well, what's the history of the Black American? You know what they gonna have? The recordings of us talking about killing us and stunting on us and shitting on us and fuck us and nigga this and nigga that, and what the fuck the world gonna think about us? And to me, it's kind of reminiscent of how we got here in the first place. We probably did the same thing back then. And that's how we got the bad look that we got now. But anyway, I ain't gonna hold you niggas up too longer, but I do want you to pay attention. Everybody that come out and actually make a difference, or could actually make a difference amongst black men, we tear them down first. Elvis is still in the front of the Hard Rock Cafe. White people don't say nothing about it. They take pictures with him, everything. And we all know what Elvis did. You know what I'm saying? What did he's messing with the 13-year-old girl, married her at 15, 16. And this ain't allegedly, this is what it is. Parents say he was R. Kelly before R. Kelly. And word on the street is, allegedly, when he went over there in that war, that's all he did, because they ain't let him fight. It was him in the camp. and they was picking 13, 14-year-olds then, there, running them right through. His homeboy used to check them out, then bring them to him, allegedly. And they say his homeboy met his wife first. So what age was she when his homeboy tested her out? And then brought her to Elvis, allegedly. But all of this is in their book, but I'm going to say allegedly. But you know why Elvis is cool? Because his people don't shame him. Every street you roll down is named after some horrible-ass white man. But since white people don't diss each other publicly, it flies. And that's what we need to stop doing. Stop dissing each other publicly and watch how much we come up. If you don't agree with what a black man doing, but it's working for him and it's helping people, then if you can't offer a better way, then we out this bitch.